most of the people have no idea that the Mexican military is running interference for the drug lords as far as 10, 20 miles up inside, with also not only the armored personnel carriers, but the helicopters and everything else.
And Bobby, that's all over Texas news. It's all over Arizona news, but it's not national news. It is insane. They have troops coming miles and miles over the border on major highways and actually robbing police at gunpoint and telling them, you don't come on this road or you're dead. We are giving up parts of our states to Mexico, and the globalists and the traitors in Washington love it because they want to bring down America as much as they want to bring down Iran. Any country that's been sovereign must be destroyed. I appreciate your call. It's unbelievable. Let's go ahead and talk to, let me see, John in Washington. You're on the air, John.
Hi, Alex. I just wanted to let you know I spoke with some friends of mine down on the Gulf Coast. I ran a fish camp down there in Grand Bay for some time and had a crabbing business. I met a lot of people in the industry, and we're still in touch. I just spoke with actually two different ones, one from Grand Bay. They were down south and west of where the oil leak is. They said that there are huge mats of floating, rotting fish down there, and that occasionally bursts of bubbles, foamy bubbles, will come to the surface, and that the gas odor is so heavy and so strong they're afraid that it's going to cause their boat to ignite. And they finally got into the slip, into the bay, to come home. And there were personnel there. They didn't say if they were National Guard or whatever, or Coast Guard, but they said that they took his $1,000 camera. He had a bunch of pictures for me, and they took his camera from him and refused to return it.
Well, that's on record that they're vandalizing the cameras, and they do that basically everywhere now because they've hired a bunch of thugs. The police should be refusing. I mean, the captains should have said, you know, the feds don't have jurisdiction to, like, stop people coming on their boats and taking their cameras. I mean, it's just, but see, we're a nation of cowards now, and I'm sorry. It's cowardice that these policing people follow these dirtbag orders, and they're going to follow other dirtbag orders. But everybody that this has happened to, has got to go to YouTube and other channels and upload their eyewitness reports so that there's a record. Because I get these calls, but I specifically want to hear those people specifically who've been violated. In fact, write to us at showtips@infowars.com. Got any photos, video, eyewitness accounts? We'll try to get it up, but don't wait for us. You get it up and get it out there. And because these people need to file complaints, they need to contact the mainstream media. We need to continue to expose this. But, for a month they've been denying they're arresting people and taking cameras and blocking media. Now they say, you know what? The Coast Guard says 10 miles inland, basically martial law, felonies if you tape us. I mean, this is tyranny. This is the Soviet Union. And they're blocking the relief because they want that oil to come in so they can screw up things even more. This is a treasonous government. They want to wreck America. That's their stated UN goal. And people better realize the government is a pack of crooks. And they're training their low-level dogs how to rape us. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, my friend said that their things are so bad in their opinion. They say it's going to be a very short period of time till people start to die. They said that they know people that are really sick right now. They're supplying up, and if they can get out of the bay, they're headed to Argentina. And then I called friends in Orlando, Florida, that I also know, and they basically confirmed what my other friend in Grand Bay said, and they said that they even saw a couple of small whales out there floating and rotting.
No, over a month ago, there's dead sperm whales all over the place. And, again, I get emails from the idiot public saying there's no sperm whales in the Gulf of Mexico. And I mean, how dumb are people? Like, I would just make that up. Or, I've seen sperm whales in the Gulf of Mexico. They're there. You can Google sperm whales, Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean. They're a tropical stinking whale.
Well, nobody ever went broke betting on the ignorance of the American public. So I'll let you go and have a good one. Thanks a lot.
Hey, I appreciate your call. Yeah, I know. It's almost like a willful ignorance. It's like if they hear the truth, they rebuke it. And if they hear a lie, they run over and grab it. I was down at the beach a month and a half ago, and these people were sitting there mumbling, and I was walking back on the beach at night, and it had just gotten dark. I'd been jogging, and I was like 15 feet from them, and it was like 4 adults and 4 females, or 3 adults, 3 females, and they saw me, and they said, "Are you trying to pick my pocket?" And I kind of laughed. I was like 50 feet away, and I said, "Yeah, I'm just going for a jog." And, "Well, you're not jogging." And I guess they were kind of big guys. They were maybe looking for trouble. And I can tell, in fact, there it is. Florida oil spill disaster threatens Gulf of Mexico sperm whales with extinction. Yeah, there's a photo of a dead sperm whale. Well, I don't show them that. Side issue. The point is that so I tried to be friendly, and I said, "Yeah, I ran down to the jetty. You got to check it out tomorrow. There's green sea turtles and dolphins, and they're just everywhere." I mean, every time I go down to that Port Aransas jetty, there's just dolphins and turtles everywhere. Anybody who goes there, you can see it for yourself. Not for long when that oil comes in. And the woman just said, "There's only dolphins in cold water. There's no dolphins here." And then they started laughing, going, "Yeah." And I guess they were like monkeys or something. They were white yuppies, but I mean, they were like monkeys, like a troop of gorillas or baboons or apes or something. And it was the fact that they were so cowardly and domesticated deep down inside that a man on the beach 15 feet away from him right after sunset was scary. And then, kind of like monkeys, because I startled them, I guess, they kind of together hooped and hollered and let me know that I was scum and that I was a liar about dolphins. I mean, this is domesticated scum. These are people who are just, I mean, I'm a Texan. People always, British media comes, French media, Japanese, Russian. They always say, "We've been in Texas for a week. Everyone's so nice here. Everyone's so friendly." And I'm not bashing my fellow Americans, because there's people nice all over. But, I mean, I was brought up to be nice and friendly and not look for trouble. And let me tell you something. It's a wake-up call when you're walking along through New York City and you go, "Officer, can you please tell me where this street is?" "Do I look like a phone book to you?" I mean, I guess that's what we are as America. It's a bunch of surly, stupid trash. And I've had enough of it. Okay, I'm nobody's slave, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. All right? And all you parasites and the rest of you just better get out of my way. Because I'm here trying to wake up as many people as I can to stand up against you, because I know you're criminals, I know you're trash, and I know you're a bunch of child molesters on top of it. And it's my job to expose you, scum, and then you're going to show everybody, even the people that are blind out there, just how evil you are, and in the end, you're going to go down. Look at this Fox News report. Now, people say, "Well, that's Fox News." When I read a mainstream article, I can judge whether it's true or not because I already have the base background knowledge. And so the media more and more, I mean, I was watching Fox News last week, and they were admitting that Prozac causes heart disease and heart attacks and cardiovascular problems and brain damage. Now, they knew that in 1981 during the trials. So I already knew when I was watching Fox News last week that what they were saying was true. But the question is, why are they saying it? Because the mainstream media has lost all credibility, and the mainstream media, just to stay in the game, to even be relevant, has to admit all this now. I mean, I knew 10 years ago, just like you knew, many of you longer, that globally they standardized and government would subsidize and oil companies would subsidize of thousands of different formulas of plastic, the one formula that leaches an estrogen mimicker that sterilizes men. And here's Fox News admitting in this article, deadly chemical found in baby bottles banned in Maryland. Later in the article, they admit it's reducing men's fertility. This is part of a UN/eugenics program. I have the documents. But, I mean, it's now admitted. I mean, this is amazing. Stay with us.